oi, Vankas! Oi, oi, oi!
Good day, Venkas.
How is everybody doing? I hopefully very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. I love this car. I love this engine. Very nice. Leave it to George Russell.
Yeah, yes.
Leave it to George Russell to do a makeshift Borat impression during his first win of his probably first, maybe of many, but at least first championship season. First win. How does he start it? Borat. That's how he starts it.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I was shocked. I thought he was a little too young for that, but no, he's an old man at heart, George Russell. He's an old man. He's a solidly pushing 40-year-old man at heart. So I love this. I love this for him. You know, when he put it on poll, he was like kind of running for president. He was like, "Great job, everybody back at the factory." But then he won, and then he was goofy again. So I'm very happy. He did a little T-pose. I think this was very good for him.
Yes, the king of cringe returns.
The king of cringe.
I think that's what we need to, because they're anointing him, right? George Russell, he's been anointed. Like they're acting as if it's already a foregone conclusion. This championship is in his hands. He's doing walk and talks with Sky Sports every single broadcast. Like he is on the broadcast team. He's walking and talking with them like he's on the payroll of Sky Sports. They've anointed him. He's the king of England. But the reality is, he's the king of
like
cringe.
the literal king of England. He's like the literal king of England in that he's kind of a dork. I mean, that guy's a fucking dork if I've ever seen one.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a dork, and and you know, something was handed to him, you know, and that's what ultimately is happening this year, is things are being handed to him. We didn't realize that Ferrari was going to hand him a strategy blunder. We thought they were just going to hand him like a worse car, but they seem to have a pretty good car. And then they did a classic Ferrari thing. They handed him a nice little victory. Who cares about getting a cheap pit stop? I want a full price pit stop, baby. I want to pay tariffs on my pit stop because I'm Ferrari, and I believe in taxes. Tariffs,
I believe in paying 120 cents on the dollar, baby. That's what I like to do.
That's right. That is correct.
And I hate hedging.
Yeah.
You know, I just like to fully commit to the bad strategy. God forbid. Yeah. You buy gold alongside the crypto. No, you fucking gotta just go all in on the risky bet. I couldn't believe it, and I gotta say, it was so incredible. Ferrari, I didn't experience. I was skeptical of Ferrari for my first couple of years, but I'm completely seduced, and it was amazing how fast that happens. Right. You're like, oh my God, they've done it. Ferrari's done it. Leclerc, it could happen. And then they tricked me. They trick you. They trick you into thinking that they're not fucking morons.
Yes.
And
they are your toxic, situationship. They're your toxic ex. You know, you get back together. You think things are going to be different. No. Same shit, different day. But you know what, Matt? What a race. What a race.
Yeah.
For all the ink being spilled about these regs and about how the racing's going to suck and it's not in the spirit of Formula One. I mean, George Russell and Charles Leclerc trading places for those first 20 laps. I was like, I'm sorry, is this the best battle for P1 that I've maybe ever seen in the history of watching Formula One? I'm sorry.
Are we swapping places for the lead? What?
Yeah.
For the lead?
For the lead. for the lead. That never happens for the lead. They always try to make us engage. Look, they're P9. Behrman and Ocon are going back and forth for P9. No. This is for the fucking lead. And after everything that we've heard,
it's like, wait till the strategies converge, you guys. You just got to hang in there for 45 more minutes. The strategies are going to converge. And then when the tire offset rears its ugly head, then it's going to, and then the offset never plays out. The guy never, and then they go, well, if he had 3 more laps, or that's how it, that's what the good old days brought us. If he had 3 more laps, oh my God. Or if it wasn't for the safety car, or if it wasn't for this, or no, just battle for the lead, battle for the fucking lead. No ifs, ands, or buts. They were just, but now they're like, it's artificial. Well, you know what I just want to say? This was an L for the nerds who were like, well, actually, there's not going to be enough power, and and there's too much clipping and spooling, and things I just read about for the first time in a fucking in a fucking online article, like, and it's not real racing. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, it's artificial. It's artificial. Like, the whole thing is artificial. They make up a whole bunch of rules that are artificial. They give you tires. They make you change tires. They have all these things that are fucking fugazi. It's all fugazi.
It's Fugazi, just like a cheap pit stop. That's Fugazi, that's Fugazi. But this is, of course, the red flags. We're talking all things Australia, baby. We're back. Wait, we are so back. We are so back. We got so much to discuss. We got qualifying, Max Verstappen flying off the track. We've got Oscar Piastri not even participating in the fucking race. We've got George Russell domination. We got Ferrari pit stop fuck-ups. We got that start, that avoid by Colapinto, and of course Aston Martin being at one point 15 laps down. Never seen that one on the little icon on the left. That was a new one for me. Fucking Fernando Alonso 15 laps down. You gotta love it. This race had a little bit of fucking everything, but before we get into all that, make sure that you are subscribed on the YouTube and subscribed on our Patreon, baby. We're back. We did a full quali reaction. We're going to talk a little bit about quali here today. But if you want the full scope of our quali reaction, go to patreon.com/TRFpod. Become our benefactor today. Or if you just want to buy per episode, we got our Max Verstappen special, $3.33 per episode, or $5 for an entire month. $10 if you want to be a part of our Discord and do our live hangouts, and $50 you want to be a daddy of the pod. Also, Matt, what do you got in your hands right there?
And we got to have a book coming out. We have a book coming out in October. You could pre-order it now. Please pre-order it, because our publisher says it's important. And if you don't pre-order it, we'll be in trouble, and our book will suffer, and our sales will suffer, and our lives will suffer. So please pre-order this book. You can do it in the bio. It's an amazing book. It's an amazing journey through the
Formula 101, baby. We give you we tell you everything about this sport. We go through the history. We go through driver profiles. We take the piss, as they would say in England. Because this is an English championship. Matt, should we start with George Russell? Where do you want to start today?
I want to start with the start of the race. Oscar Piastri, not even in the race. I'm like, this is already amazing. The hype. Once Oscar was out already, I'm like, this is gonna be a shit show. This is gonna be an absolute shit show. I mean, the amount of anticipation I then had, knowing everything that happened in qualifying, everything that Oscar was already out, I was like, and then it lived up to it, right? Right. It lived up to my anticipation. Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, this year is going to be a fascinating year, because what we talked about before this thing is that, like, the starts, Ferrari, this was the anticipation, right? The starts. Ferrari's got an edge on the starts, right?
and track position. Maybe Ferrari gets track position. And then we see these starts are going to be a huge factor when it comes to this year, because this is a relatively easy track to pass on. On those tracks that are hard to pass on, if Charles Leclerc qualifies P4, gets into P1 in the beginning of the race, and then it's a difficult track to pass on, there's races where they might not have the best car, but because they've been able to nail these starts, they're able to get there. And I'm putting the cart before the horse here, but hottest moment of the day obviously has to be Charles Leclerc's fucking start, going from P4 to P1.
Incredible.
And that's I don't think that's a particularly long, start to turn one. I don't think it's like, abnormally long. I think it's not short, but for him to gain that many positions in that short of a time was unbelievable. Kimi Antonelli had a fucking start from hell. George and Kimi both said that they got there. Their batteries were at 0%. Sainz from the back. I watched Verstappen's on board from the start. All of a sudden, Sainz comes from a fucking freight train. He went from 22nd place to 13th place in the first lap because he was able to nail his start.
The starts, which are already usually the best part of the race, are now even better.
Yes,
they're even better than they were before, because starts usually when the only time shit happens, the starts are you can't miss the start because that's usually half the race. They're better than they were before, so that's check. Amazing. Arvid Lindblad, I guess he's the second coming of Max Verstappen.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
He had to start from the god. He overtook Hadjar, and he made it all the way to P3 or P4. Right. I know what you're going to say. There was one negative, right? The safety thing that some of the people were talking about reared its head, and Liam Lawson almost got fucking collected. And if it wasn't for Colapinto, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen in Formula One. His ability, because there was another car in front of Colapinto that just it was almost like curtains, and Liam Lawson appeared out of nowhere, and it was millimeters from just an airplane crash. That was fucking nuts. So
and that's the thing. That's the real concern here. I think it's also part of the concern with these regs and these engines is that we've now seen kind of 3 pretty dangerous moments happen this weekend from these engines. One, Max Verstappen in qualifying just being a passenger flying off the track because the car just said no. The car just completely went on tilt.
It was literally compute. It was literally compute. It says no.
Yeah.
Computer says no.
Literally says no. Yeah. That's one. Then the Oscar crash during, the warm-ups is I watched that on board. He's having trouble with the steering wheel, he's having trouble with the energy, and then all of a sudden he's just a fucking passenger. He's what he said later was that his foot was on the gas not even 50%. But then all of a sudden he had 100 kilowatts or whatever it is of power. So that point the car is just taken over. He's a passenger. He's out for the fucking race. We'll discuss how devastating that is for Piastri Hive and for him. But then and then the real danger is these starts, and we've seen it in Formula One a bit, but you've seen it in the junior series when all of a sudden just on the start a car doesn't start. Car doesn't move, and they get collected, and that's where some pretty gnarly injuries can happen.
And pileups.
In pileups, and when it's not necessarily the crashes where both cars are moving. It's if one car is fucking standing still and another plows into it, that's actually where the real damage can happen. So that was actually really close to being we take for granted that these guys never get injured after these crazy crashes, but a crash like that, you never know. Something like that head on, a car going however many 100 kph into another car that's just not moving at all. You never know.
Right.
So they need to figure that shit out.
Yeah, they do need to. I also think that Yeah, it was crazy to see. It was crazy to see.
Well, I couldn't believe. I mean, we were shocked enough when Max Verstappen, first run of Q1, throws his fucking car into the wall. We now know that the car completely stalls out. But you couldn't believe. I couldn't believe my eyes. I said, "Well, surely this isn't happening to him. This is Max Verstappen we're talking about. Max Verstappen doesn't crash during qualifying. Certainly not during Q1. If Max Verstappen crashes during qualifying, he's hitting the wall in Saudi Arabia in 2021 because he's pushing it that hard. But even he." Who, as we talked about on our Patreon, has been talking wild shit about these engines. Yes. The engines, I think, heard him and said, responded. "You know what? Sit the fuck down and
talk
enjoy
shit,
starting
get
in 20th
hit.
place."
Yeah. Talk shit, get hit. No, exactly. No, but I think the other thing that we've learned, and I don't know if these are all three connected, but they feel connected. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And nobody. I think this is something that came out in qualifying, is that. And I don't know if you've heard about this, Brian, but this is a talking point that's come up, is that a lot of these deployment issues, a lot of this deployment happens with AI. So and that was why Ferrari kind of struggled in qualifying, is their AI. So basically what the AI does is it learns the lap before, it learns with each lap, how to deploy the battery more. How to harvest more. So it's learned right now. Your brain's exploding. Right. That was kind of right. But the problem is if Q3 is a little different, if the track's ramping up, if there's traffic, if there's cars in the way, right, if there's wind, what it learned the lap before doesn't necessarily apply to the next lap. So the AI is because it's so early, the AI kind of sucks. And just as a concept, the fact that AI is kind of controlling the power deployments, the sort of the energy harvesting of these cars. Right. I don't know if that's what went wrong with Oscar, but the fact that these drivers don't have that much control over it, and then it's fucking Hal from the fucking what the fuck the Kubrick movie. I'm sorry, Dave. I just can't do that. Right. That's a little bit scary. So you have the power deployment being controlled by AI that's automated. Right. You have those flaps that are automated. Yeah. Right. All those fucking things are fucking I think partially automated. I think some of the attack modes are automated. Like when you're in the zone, you just get more. Which takes away a lot from the driver's control, which is that gives them less skill, and B, could be a fucking safety issue, and it makes me a little bit nervous. And I think we're entering the territory in the 90s where they had traction control, and they're like, look at all the we're in the future. Look at computers. Look at all the shit that computers could do. And I think we might have to start. I mean, it's too early, but I think we need to start thinking about how much we should be letting the AI do, right?
Right.
I don't know. And I get that, on a road car, a lot of that stuff is being done by the computer. When you're in your Prius, you and I are not just okay, how much should we fucking be, we're not doing that math, right? But we're also not racing. We're not we're also not changing the gears ourselves. There's so much shit we're not doing. So I don't think it's necessarily one-to-one. This fucking anal obsession with road relevance, I think, is fucking annoying. And I don't know. I'm done. But there you go.
Well, here's what's interesting, because it's I hear everything you're saying there. The thing that I think made the racing good,
right,
from what I can tell, why the racing actually felt good, that battle for P1 between George and Charles, why it felt good and why it was fun to watch was that the fastest way around the track is not necessarily the way that you drive when you're battling someone. So the fastest way around, just one lap, nothing in my way, raindrops are falling on my head, I'm just got clear air in front of me, is you're going to slow down at the end of certain straights, charge up that battery, and then you'll be able to have a nice exit, and you'll have optimized battery, power for the lap. But when you're battling someone and you decide to slow down at that point because that's the fastest way around to do one lap, well, guess what? Charles says, well, I'm not going to fucking slow down there. Boom, I fucking passed you now. You know what I mean? So then you have to actually play. There's two different ways to take these tracks. There's the most efficient, quickest way with no other external factors. And then there's how am I going to drive this thing when I'm battling, charge my battery enough so that I don't get completely fucked. But if I'm just going to do my quali lap, well, then guess what? Charles says, well, I'm not going to do my quali lap, and I'm going to fucking pass you. And then honestly, we saw him... Yeah, that's kind of what Leclerc can make this thing interesting.
Leclerc felt like Leclerc had his fucking number. George locked up. He probably had vibrations. Like he locked up so bad, and I was like, wow, Leclerc seems like he's got George's number. He feels like he's figured this deployment thing out more than George has, because you know that Mercedes has like a straight line advantage, but maybe Ferrari has is a little bit better in the corners deploying. We don't really know at this point,
right?
But I was really impressed by Leclerc's driving, and back to what your point, which is like it slows you down. Like they were doing this bullshit, and then all of a sudden Hamilton's in the picture. You're like, wow, that really fucking slows you down when you're doing that shit. Now all of a sudden Hamilton's in there was a second where I was like, oh my God, are we getting a through goes Hamilton? Holy fucking shit. Is it about to be a through goes Hamilton? I could not stop smiling during that George and Leclerc battle. And actually you know what it is? It's just one more variable that one driver can be good at and another driver could be bad at. One car could be good at, one car could be. It's like, are they good on their tires? Are they good in the corners? It's just another variable that could make for overtaking. And therefore, we got a lot of overtaking. Honestly, my only gripe with it, and this was the gripe that I had, because everyone's like, well, they're not as fast as they used to be, and it's artificial, and this, that, and the other thing. And you could tell that they're slower. You could hear the revs and the downshifts. And I actually... I'm not a fucking nerd. Maybe I am a nerd, but like I'm not a nerd about that shit. Like I'm not like bring back the V12s or the V10s or whatever. The thing that fucking annoyed me, and I called this from the beginning, is that real battle with the deployment is a black box. You're not. They showed the batteries. They showed it. But you and I, the average person, I think most people don't really understand, because it felt like Charles Leclerc was dangling him, was mastering him, and you didn't really understand how he was doing it. You understood that he was managing it better, deploying it better, but you need a fucking PhD in electrical engineering to understand how the fuck he was doing it. Which is I think the major problem of this reg set is it was cool, it was fun to watch, but I didn't understand. You understand why someone's better at managing their tires. You can intuitively get it, like, but you can also understand, like, oh, this guy's later on the brakes. He's got bigger fucking balls. Look, you can see it, right? But I couldn't really understand why. And those other battles, there was tons of them. Didn't understand why. It was fun to watch, but I couldn't appreciate it on a deeper level. I think that was my major problem with it.
Well, I think that the broadcast needs like a translator. They need someone who can like actually start to, explain what's going on. Also, even this is a small thing, the little battery graphic.
Right.
When it was getting filled up, I was like, you could barely tell the color of when it was getting filled. It was like they were being subtle. I'm like, make it bright fucking red. And when I need to see the levels. But the reality is, who knows how accurate that data really even is? I guess that's the question, is kind of like, how quickly can the broadcast and the people involved have like their battery deployments, like, and their battery levels available on screen? Because it's like, now with the movable arrow, we all see it, but everyone gets it, right? Like, this is now the this is the real advantage is I have more, battery life. I have more energy in my MGUK. In the battery, I'm going to be able to pass you on this straight. I'm going to be able to do this, that, and the other. So until they need to really like figure that out, find a way to translate that to the audience, because
Also, they have too many. They have too many
it
different
was
terms.
confusing.
There's like boost and overtake. It's like Jesus Christ. Like it's like the guy behind can use his battery, but the other guy can too. But the way they've explained it is the overtake isn't like extra. Isn't like you get more boost. It's like you can use it for longer. It's like new. It's fucking nuanced, is what it is. It's so nuanced. It's like it's DJ Khaled. It's like, what's that like? Congratulations, you played yourself. It's like it's like too fucking smart for its own good.
But here's the thing. It's yes. I hear you. But if the racing is good, like if it is exciting and the racing is good and there's actually overtaking and there's actually a possibility, if this is something to continue, then I'll learn the nuance because I'm into, like, what I watched for those first 20 laps, I fucking loved. And Max, guess what? We also said before the race, Max is starting out of position. Let's see how, they talk about how these regs are going to be really hard to pass people. Let's see how far Max can get up. And guess what? He got up until he met the greatest driver in Formula One, Lando Norris. He got there, but he was able to pass. He was able. No,
that was a great litmus test. How far could Max make it up the grid? That was a great case study, and it was like, pretty fucking far.
If the racing is good, then I'm not throwing these regs out, because as much as we love the idea of the V8s and the V10s, guess what? In the Schumacher era, almost no one passed each other on track. So everyone can kind of shut the fuck up about the great racing of the Schumacher era. Everyone passed each other through fucking refueling, and they passed each other through fucking pit strategy. So I don't want to hear about and then the bat. It was like, do we see
the truth? Here's the truth.
P1 like we did yesterday? No.
Here's the truth. The racing wasn't better in those times, but you were younger. That's the difference. You had things hurt less.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you didn't have a mortgage. Like that was the difference. Like, and you were were less cynical about things. You looked at the two overtakes with like fresh eyes. Like, that's the difference. Like, that's what I realized what nostalgia is like, it's not the thing that was better. It was like you that were better.
Your life was better. You had your entire life in front of you.
Your entire life in front of you. So like, don't make like your shitty middle-aged life like our problem. Like, when I get nostalgic, like I now know that like that time wasn't better. I just had less back pain. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
I understand that.
You weren't having migraines, and you had no back pain, so everything was better then.
Everything was better then.
Vankas, when hair starts to thin, confidence can too, which is why we are so happy that this episode is brought to you by our friends at Hims. Hims makes this process simple to make you feel like yourself again, with access to simple, personalized care that fits your life and style and hair goals. Hims offers convenient access to a range of prescription hair loss treatments with ingredients that work, including chews, oral medications, serums, and sprays. Doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride and minoxidil can stop further hair loss and regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. No hidden fees, no surprise costs, just real personalized care on your schedule. You gotta feel confident in this world. Confidence is key. Think of Hims as your digital front door that gets you back to your old self with simple 100% online access to trusted treatments for real health concerns, all in one place. And for simple online access to personalized and affordable care for hair loss, ED, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/redflags. That's hims.com/redflags for your free online visit. hims.com/redflags. Featured products include compounded drug products which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Well, let's discuss Ferrari. Let's discuss the pit stops, or lack thereof.
Ferrari in a fucking nutshell. They give you hope, and then they fucking kick you in the fucking balls. So fuck them, dude. Fuck them. Dude, I can't believe they lost to Mercedes on strategy. Like, how do you get fucking outsmarted by Mercedes? I don't think I've ever seen Mercedes win on strategy in my whole fucking life. Like, there's a dignity. There is a dignity to losing to Red Bull on strategy. You know, all right. It's like Hannah Schmitz. It happens to the best of us. But, like, to lose to Mercedes on fucking strategy is fucking humiliating. Fucking humiliating, okay? I get it. Like, when you look at, like, at the end, like, when Leclerc had fresher tires, like, he couldn't catch him, right? Like, Mercedes had, like, ultimately, like, I don't think they could have won, but at least make it fucking hard for them. At least make them fucking work. At least make George work for it. Like, you just gave it to them. And, like, the fact that they didn't split them, like, I get when you're in track, but when you have track position, I understand, like, psychologically, it's like the Precious. You can't give it up. It's the ring. Like, none of these guys, only Red Bull would do something crazy like that. Like, no team gives up the lead, pits out of the lead. No team. But they had Lewis Hamilton. They had the perfect hedge. They could have had their cake. You know, in the movie Brooklyn, or like in these movies where the woman has to choose like the nice guy or the mean guy, and she can only choose one. Like, they actually could have chosen both guys. They could have chosen both guys, right?
Yeah, you could have been in a throuple. You could have thrupled it.
They could have been in a throuple. They actually could have done the sliding doors thing where they could have had both fucking lives. They're like, we're just gonna go with this one guy. And we're just going to double down on the one guy. It's like, no, motherfucker, you could have picked both of them and seen how both of your fucking lives played out. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, literally, what? And Lewis was like, why didn't we split? Like, I'm having a fucking acid flashback from fucking McLaren. They did the fucking guitar thing. They did the fucking was it guitar? Guitar 2.0. We've just watched this. It's like we just saw this movie. We just saw it.
And what's worse is they had two chances.
Well, they did and they didn't, because I don't think they could have. I think they missed the window on the second one.
They did. No. With you mean with Bottas?
Yeah, that's what
they could have brought Leclerc. No. They could have brought Leclerc in. Bernie Collins was going through it. You're right. It was a short window, but they could have brought him in. And Bernie Collins was like, you make that decision beforehand. Like, you have the window, and then it's like, it's not even that much of a decision if you've done your job correctly.
Right. You don't have to think about it. It's like, if there's a safety car now, we do it.
I could see the argument. They wanted to do a one stop. This was their mentality, I believe. They wanted to do a one stop.
Right.
And when that first safety car happened, it was too early to make the one stop work. They thought Mercedes was going to do a two stop, and they said, we want to do a one stop. This is too early. This is not in our game plan. What we think our real way to win is to do a one stop to go out longer. But then when that Bottas fucking pulled over to the side of the road, then you're in the one stop window. I mean, I think they came in like 6 laps later. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Right. I'm like, at this point, just fucking go all in. Now you're just goal hanging.
It was just, it's classic. But I guess the take, Lewis and Charles afterwards were both pretty upbeat. I think, here's the thing. If they have a good car, I feel like so much emphasis has been put on, like, this car has just been a mess the last few years. And the strategy's been a mess too, but it's like, the car hasn't been there. If they can get the car to the point, and if they can give them chances, and if they can start every race like this, I think there's a lot to be hopeful about if you're a Ferrari fan going into this year. It seems like currently they are like the only other team that has anything to say to Mercedes, because
then we're cooked. Then we're cooked. It's like, that was such a layup. Split the strategies, right?
Yeah.
Such a layup. I mean, what's so funny is that Red Bull, right? They usually only have one car in that window, and they always get it right. It's like they had two cars. That was what I was saying before with the Brooklyn, right? They had the perfect opportunity to just make sure they got one of them right, and they didn't. And we saw this, and I think here's the fear, right? The fear is that this is like 2022, because 2022 started out. I'm hopeful, right?
Yeah.
2022 it came out. Max, the first race, I think it was Australia, or were we in the Middle East? I can't remember. It might have been Bahrain. I don't remember.
I think we're in Bahrain. Yeah.
Bahrain. So Max and Charles were fucking. That was a great race, and we're like, holy shit! Title battle between Max and Charles, and then not only did Red Bull pull away, right? They started developing the car. They started pulling away, but Ferrari just shit the bed on strategy. They just completely, time after time. And the fact that they've sorted the car out, that they now have a better car, and that they missed the fucking easiest layup. Just split the strategies. Just hedge your bets. You've got two cars. You're playing with house money. The other driver's willing to be the guinea pig. Right? You've got no resistance to doing it. And the fact that they missed this fucking layup is really concerning to me. And the only way you can afford to have shitty strategy is if you have real car dominance. They have a slightly slower car, which means they need to be Red Bull on it for this to be close. That was just evidence to me that they're not on it. That they're not, because that wasn't like a 4D chess move. That was like checkers, right? That was like me on my couch being like, well, you fucking pull one in, you leave one out, and you see what happens.
Right.
That was
especially when you have a tire, it's like you've got a tire whisperer. It's like these guys, Lewis Hamilton is historically great on his tires. We saw it at the end of that race. He was catching up to Charles. It's like, listen, George wound up doing the one stop, which George called. Think the one stop's available, guys. But you could have pit Lewis early and just maybe seen if he could keep the tires going. If you needed to do a two stop, you do a two stop. But you have two of the best drivers in the history of Formula One, arguably the greatest, and one on his way to being an all-timer on your team.
You're paying close to $1 billion for the two of them. And then you're fucking two-stopping them. It's fucking crazy. Also, this is the other thing. This is what I forgot to say before. The other thing is, how many times have we seen this movie, Brian? I think you're right. They were counting, not only were they planning on running a one-stop, is that they thought that Mercedes was, when they came in that early, they were like, they're definitely two-stopping. Mercedes has to two-stop. There's no way that the hards will last forever. But it's how many times have we seen the movie where the hards actually don't degrade? The hards are amazing. The hards never fucking degrade. They never degrade. It never happened. I was like, how many times we saw that movie where you actually don't ever need to you don't ever need to swap the hards.
If you have a good car that's aerodynamically efficient, the hards will
free fucking air.
Yeah.
Which they gave to those fucking guys. They gave them clean air.
Yeah.
It's duh. How many times have I seen that movie? Oh, they're definitely going to need to stop again. Those hards definitely can't make it to the end of the race. I've seen that movie 1,000 fucking times. And that's that's the other reason why they were like, no. These guys, they're going to get a cramp. They went swimming right after they ate. They're going to drown. It's how many times your parents told you that? Don't go swimming right after you eat. And it's I've done that so many times. And it's never, and look, I'm still fucking here. It's those hard tires will degrade. Trust me. It's a fucking old wives' tale at this point. They never fucking degrade.
Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. Those to the moon, bro. The hards they're definitely have to come back in. Then George Russell's like, think these hards will last? Think they'll last, guys? Well, let's discuss George Russell. Let's discuss Mercedes. I mean, let's be clear. Kimi Antonelli was in that position by the skin of his fucking teeth. He crashed during FP3. Max Verstappen saved his ass by crashing during Q1. He was able to get into qualifying, and that car is so dominant, and that car is so good that he was 0.3 behind Max, and he was still half a second ahead of everyone fucking else, because that's how strong that Mercedes is over one lap. I mean, I'm hard pressed. I'm hard pressed to think of if that's a big fucking gap for these teams to make up. That one lap pace, quali pace. George Russell, he was 0.8 ahead of Hadjar. 0.8. And as much as, we think that obviously Max Verstappen would have been ahead of Hadjar, would he have been half a second ahead of him?
No.
Because Hadjar is pretty strong. Hadjar's looking pretty good. And would he have been half a second ahead of him? Well, probably would have gotten third, but I don't think he's catching George Russell and getting pole. So
guess what, though?
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
I think Max outqualifies Hadjar for certainly.
Mm-hmm.
If that car doesn't go HAL 9000 on him and try to kill him.
Yeah.
Not only that, Max had a great start. Who's to say that Max doesn't make a lunge for the lead? Who's to say he doesn't completely fuck up that race for Mercedes and throw a real, as they say, spanner into the works. I think Max has the potential to be a real irritant in this championship. In the next couple of races, I think Mercedes has a real quality advantage, but I think they've been talking about this. I think Ferrari is going to be close to equal in some of these races where there's more corners and more braking zones. I think this was an engine dominant. They called this like an engine dominant track. I think in more street tracks and where there's more braking zones, more corners, slower corners. Like, I think Ferrari's going to win some races here. Definitely. I think it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be a total walkover. And here's the other thing. Mm-hmm. Thinking about how dominant Mercedes started the season, the last era of dominance, like that 2014 to 2021, they started way further ahead. So considering how close Ferrari is now, I think, and considering like McLaren is saying, well, they just gave us these engines. They're not even telling us how to. They wrote all the fucking. They wrote it all in fucking Aramaic, and we can't understand it. And like they're gonna have to. They're like, yeah, figure it out, right? Like once that happens, I think this is gonna. They're not gonna run away. They might win this year, but I don't think they're gonna run away. I don't think it's gonna be like 5 years of dominance. I really don't.
I hope you're right. I just know that they're also not going to necessarily stand still. It's not like they're in it's not like they're frozen. I worry. I worry. I do.
No, but George Russell. Yeah, you worry. Keep going. You worry.
George.
I'm trying to be optimistic.
I'm with you. I think that I think that these Ferraris have a real chance. I think that Red Bull will start to figure more stuff out. There's been all this talk about how strong their engines are, given that this is their first year making them themselves. But and Gunter called this in our episode with him. He was like, Red Bull's really good for what they have. You know what I mean? For the project that they've taken on, this is wildly impressive. But it's still. Reliability will be an issue for them, and we saw right away Hadjar. Even from the beginning of the race, he was on the radio being like, "I don't know how I'm going to make it to the end with this end." Like the engine was fucked from the beginning for him. So when it crapped out, it wasn't just out of nowhere. Like he was struggling the entire time. But I think that they'll make jumps. I do believe in McLaren if they can figure out what Mercedes has done to make their engine lit. Then they will be able to, be closer to the front. But right now, as much as Max being in third might have been good, I don't think that they have the race pace that the Ferraris have. Like at the end of the day, like he couldn't get past Lando, and Lando was struggling at the end of that race.
Yeah.
He was stuck behind Lando, and so I think that maybe they'll get there, but right now Ferrari is the hope. Like for this year, Ferrari is the fucking hope.
And
I think that's where that's where you're depressed, whereas I'm like, hey, Ferrari's. It's like there's so much to be depressed about. I think ultimately what this boils down to is that we're like, God damn it, I just don't want this year to be Toto Wolff smugly smiling at the camera, Kimi Antonelli and George Russell finishing on the fucking podium every single week, and it's just not when Lewis isn't there. When Lewis isn't there, it feels icky to me when Lewis isn't there. And we said this, what? We said this on the Patreon, but I want to talk about it here. I can't help but think about a reality where Lewis Hamilton doesn't leave Mercedes and it's him and George fighting for this championship this year. I can't get that alternate universe out of my fucking head. Because the way that he's driving these cars, the way that he drove yesterday in that Ferrari, it's like he's back. And as much as Leclerc maybe had his number on qualifying, as I think George would have his number on qualifying, still, Lewis starting P2 to George starting P1, every race, I just want to see it, and I like Lewis's chances, and if Lewis is gonna get the 8th. Based off this Ferrari
think about
that I saw yesterday, I don't think it's happening there. But it would have happened potentially at Mercedes, and I just can't get it out of my fucking head.
And think about how much better this season would be if it was the battle, if Lewis was battling George for his 8th. It was George trying to spoil Lewis's 8th championship, and we had a real fucking head-to-head battle. Not this George Russell, Kimi Antonelli bullshit. Like. A proper clash of the fucking, the Unk versus the Young Turk, fucking battling it out.
Yeah.
Succession vibes. That is what we want to see. And George
Russell isn't the anointed one. George Russell isn't the anointed one. George Russell, the whole narrative shifts. The whole fucking narrative shifts, and we would have grade A drama on our hands.
Right.
And I just want to see that. I just want to see that. Bankers, this show is sponsored by Liquid IV. Hydration is everything, people. It's how the body stays healthy. It's how you feel your best. It's how you have energy for the day. And it's an easy thing to forget about, especially when you're busy with work and you're thinking about other stuff. If you're running around all day, the hydration part can go bad. All of a sudden you're thinking to yourself, why do I feel bad? Why do I have a headache? Guess what? It's probably because you're dehydrated. That's where Liquid IV comes to the rescue. I love Liquid IV. We go to these race weekends, we're sweating. I always have a couple of packs of Liquid IV in my bag. You toss them in your water bottle, you shake it up. Guess what? It tastes delicious, and the hydration hits you so much faster. You're so much healthier, and you feel that much better, because Liquid IV is faster hydration than water alone, powered by LIV Hydra Science. Science-backed formula contains an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients. Hydration multiplier has 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drink and 8 vitamins with nutrients in every stick. Non-GMO and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. No artificial colors or sweeteners. Hydration bursting with flavor from strawberry and lemon lime to passion fruit, tropical punch, and more. My personal favorite is the lemon lime. It's fresh, it tastes good, and I know that I am going to be healthier because of it. So, rehydrate with better hydration from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code REDFLAGS at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code REDFLAGS at liquidiv.com. Yeah, because the other we talked about Ferrari could spoil the party, right? Because we're just thinking about who can spoil this party. Because I can't just have this be the party. And I love George, but I need it needs to be hard. It needs to be hard.
He needs to win it.
He needs to win it. It needs to be hard. And as much as it's Lando last year, it was satisfying when he fucking won it. It was hard. It was hard.
Right, because he had to beat Oscar. He had to beat Oscar, and he had to hold off Max. It was sad.
Now,
he had yes.
Well, so Ferrari can spoil the party, but the other question is, can Kimi Antonelli spoil the George Russell party?
Based on what I've seen today, this weekend, no. Not if he's going to crash the fucking car in FP3.
Yeah.
Only get into quali by the skin of his... Had a bad start. Only get into quali by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
And no, here's the thing. I think some races he could.
Yeah.
I think he could out-qualify him. He's very talented, but you need... to win the championship, we've seen this, you need metronomic fucking consistency. And George is fucking consistent. And I think he's just not going to have the fucking consistency. It's not going to happen. So I think that's the problem. It's like Lewis, very fucking consistent, you know? And we saw that with George, right? Is George would out-qualify him, but Lewis was just he would just bang in lap times, save his tires. George would make mistakes. He'd blow his load. George was not as good on his tires. George would prematurely ejaculate, right? He wouldn't know. He would always blow through his tires and be like, I'm faster than Lewis. Let me through. And then he would just fucking drop like a stone, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think Kimi, I think he's very talented, but he doesn't have the consistency. And I think I think that comes down to his inexperience, obviously.
Yeah. Let's get into our awards for the race. Hottest moment of the day.
I mean, obviously Leclerc's start and his battle with George was unfucking believable. And I wanted to take every fucking nerd that was complaining about, well, it's not really racing and the deployment is artificial. And I just wanted to I wanted to swirly them. I wanted to give them all fucking swirlies.
You're all over the map. You're all over the map because you want to give yourself a swirly based off of that interpretation. I just
you
wish can't tell where you're at with it.
No, I enjoyed watching it. I think my critique, my critique of it wasn't the same as the other critiques. It wasn't that it wasn't exciting to watch, or that it wasn't thrilling. It wasn't that it was artificial. It was that I couldn't understand why it was happening. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, sure.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a deeper. I couldn't have a deeper appreciation for Leclerc's ability to get past him and why it was happening.
What I would say is that hopefully we will, as we watch this more, we'll understand it better. And right. I was thinking about this too. I was like, I wonder, there is the talk about Formula E, that this is more similar to Formula E. I wonder how many calls are being made to some of these Formula E guys.
Right, it's like, what the fuck does Jolyon Palmer know about this shit? What the fuck does David Coulthard and Martin Brundle know about how this works?
Sure, on the commentating side, but I'm also thinking on the driver side. Like, if I'm a driver and I'm like, let me call fucking
Nick DeVries.
Right. Call my old buddy Nick DeVries. Tell me, like they've been doing this shit. Like, there's probably tricks of the trade. And I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if depending on how difficult these cars wind up being to manage, whether a Nick DeVries or someone who is excelling over at Formula E, whether they get a call and they say, "Hey, you want to be a test driver for us? You want to see how you do with these cars? Maybe you might have an edge because you've experienced. Maybe you'll be able to actually extract more from these machines because you're more used to the technology."
Even more salient is, I was thinking about this. Obviously, when Max went out, I was like, immediately, Yuki Tsunoda replace Max Verstappen. Is he the next Max Verstappen? But then I was like, would he even know how to fucking drive these cars at this point?
Right.
Like they're so different with all this deployment. It's so complicated. I'm sure he's testing the cars, right? I'm sure he's in the simulator. So that's that.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking, like, off of what you're saying, is like, maybe they need a Formula E. Maybe they need to look at the Formula E drivers more for like reserves.
Yeah.
Because they have more experience with the management. That becomes a more important skill than just being able to fucking bang in lap times with like high downforce open wheel cars. I don't know. I'm sure Yuki could handle it, but that was another thing that you made me think about.
Yeah. Yeah. I think hottest moment that daddy of the day.
Honestly, I gotta give it to. I gotta give it to Alonso for like getting 10 places at the start.
Yeah.
Crapping out, going back in to lap, just like be like subbing back in, and then retiring again. Like what an old guy fucking like in a rec league game with like 2 fucking knee braces and like icing in between, like Larry Bird at the end of his career. Like what a fucking dad move. Loved that. Right. But I also kind of got to give Daddy. What do you think? I'll let you. Which one do you think?
I mean, I think you got to give it like it might
Lindblad?
be tough. Well, Lindblad needs to get something, but
Lindblad needs to get something.
George. You know, George. You might not like it.
I just want to see him work a little harder for it. You know, I was like, he got pants by Leclerc. And then Ferrari just kind of like was like, we are sorry. Yeah. We are sorry that we took that. Here you go. Mi scusi. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally what happened. Like, I want to see him fucking. That's what I said about some of Lando's early wins when I was haterating Lando. I was like, I want to see Lando fucking win a hard one. This one, he dominated qualifying. I want to see him just fucking dominate.
All right, you know what? Let's give it to Lindblad. Let's talk about Lindblad.
Yeah.
Because that was fucking impressive.
Yes.
And his attitude afterwards, I saw him in press afterwards. I was like, this kid is a pro. He is... Dude, he battled Lewis and Max on debut.
Yeah.
Was in, I think, 3rd place at one point on debut. Had a great start. And his teammate, you know, stalled out at the beginning of the race, you know, was you know, toying around in like P17 the entire time. Meanwhile, he gets in there and I mean, for him, when Max was on his tail and he was making it hard for Max, I said to myself, holy fucking shit. Like, who is this kid?
He's a fucking alpha is what he seems like an alpha. I was watching, talk about pre-race. I was watching him. I was watching the pre-race. He was doing the balls. He looked like a fucking psycho. He was like, He was dialed the fuck in. I think he's the real deal, dude. I mean, I know it's only been one race. I mean, sometimes these guys come in like hot. Remember how hot Colapinto came in? Yeah. So it's just like, so we don't know. But this is really like fucking promising.
Colapinto. Yeah. But Colapinto was very you know, he's like a personality. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of like he's crazy. You can't pin him down. You know what I mean? That's Colapinto's vibe. Whereas like Lindblad is like
an old school.
I mean, I met him in Detroit. I was at the the V-Carb and Red Bull event in Detroit. I talked to him and I was like, he was very professional, very like not scared of, you know, F1 press is a big fucking thing. Like this is a big event. He's doing a million things. Like he's
meeting with Brian Muller of the Red Flags.
He's met with me. I mean, listen, he didn't bat an eye when he was talking to me, but he was. That's when I knew that he really had something. But that after the race, they were talking to him, and they were talking about him like making it hard for Max, and he said something to the effect of, you know, I have a ton of respect for the, you know, the senior guys in the sport. You know, like I grew up watching Lewis. I've watched Max these last, you know, I have a ton of respect, but like I'm here for me. Like I have nothing to prove to anyone here but me. Like this is a dream that I had when I was 5 years old, and I'm not gonna, like, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to make my dreams come fucking true. And he was like saying it with his chest, but he was also getting like a little bit emotional while he was saying it. And he also had like poise as he was saying it. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, no, I think he's the real deal.
And we said this on the Patreon. You said it on the Patreon, but Helmet Marco.
Oh yeah, Helmet Marco is the DiCaprio meme right now. He's like, what? Huh? I mean, talk about a buzzer beater. I mean, he seems like he nailed Hajar and he fucking nailed Lindblad, and they threw his ass out.
Yeah.
Like it seems like he secured the next 8 years of their fucking future, could be, and they fucking fired him. Like he must be so pissed right now.
He had 2 balls in his hand as he was leaving the gym. One Hajar, one Lindblad, and then he just went behind his back. Double swish. I mean Hajar,
you gotta hand it to Dr. Marco. I mean,
gotta
the
hand
guy
it to Mark. Dig it up.
did fucking nothing but fucking net with those 2 guys. He made his last. He had 2 bullets. It was like, fucking Tom Hanks at the end of Saving Private Ryan with the tank, and he's fucking shooting the tank with the gun, and then it fucking bang. It just blows up. The tank blows up. It was fucking awesome. Yeah. And really cool to see Lindblad thriving. And I think, when I don't think when there was like 6 rookies last year and it's like, oh, all these rookies are so good. I think this was a better debut than any of the debuts we saw last year. I mean, last year, we had some good rookies. Ali Berman's been really good. Gabby's been good. But I don't remember Hajar. I don't remember any of them. Half of them crashed in the debut last year because it was raining. But this is the best debut, I think, in a long time that I've seen.
Definitely.
It's really fucking exciting.
Okay, Karen of the day.
I mean, this is not even a gray area for me. It's pretty cut and dry. It has to be George Russell fucking snitching on Leclerc. I'm like, this isn't cute anymore. Okay, you're fighting for a champ. You have a rocket ship. You have the fastest car. You've been acting like you're the cat's pajamas, and you're running for fucking president. Yeah. And you're now the ambassador of F1 now. That's kind of been your position. That's how you've been positioning yourself. You're like, well, I actually think these regulations are really awesome and they're good for the environment and all this. And I think, we're moving into the 21st century. And I think it's really important that we think about sustainability and road relevance. And I think it's really great that Audi have joined the sport. And I just really think, and then he goes, you passed me. It's really dangerous driving. And bam. I'm like, no, dude, no, you're supposed to like that. That's cute when you're fucking in the midfield and you're shit. And like you're P5 clawing for P4. It's like, it's not cool when you're in the faster car. And like Leclerc's just doing better than you, and you got your fucking pants pulled down.
That's not what we talked about earlier. We didn't. Earlier we said other stuff in the driver's briefing.
I don't know why it bothered me. I'm like, you've completely regressed, dude.
Well, he's punching down.
You're the faster car. Just fucking pass him, dude. You just fucking pass him. I don't know why it bothers me. It bothered me so much.
Well, that's.
It's because he puts on the fucking. Well, that's also why I love it. He puts on the like I'm kind of above it all now.
Yes,
I'm above it all. This is my year kind of thing. And then just at the slightest inconvenience, he just becomes a whiny little bitch all over again. It's just like, dude, it was so frustrating. Anyway,
no, 100%, 100%. Radio of the day.
I mean, this is also a fucking slam dunk. There's no room for maneuvering. Is when Ferrari keep pushing. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. For them to say keep pushing to Lewis Hamilton. Hey, Lewis, you never know what can happen. You never know. And it's like, well, we could have known something earlier if you had pitted me during one of the multiple VSCs.
I mean, you know what that's the equivalent of? That's equivalent of like when your girlfriend breaks up with you of many years, and your best friend says, "Women, huh? Can't live with them, can't live without them." Or no, you know what it is? It's not even your best friend. It would be like if your therapist told you that.
Yeah.
It's like it's if your therapist told you can't live with them, can't live without them. Like that is, you're actually professionally supposed to offer more support than that.
Yeah.
Then like, did this fucking platitude?
Chalk it up to
There are plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah.
Plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah, it's like your dating coach telling you, there's plenty of fish out there. It's like, you're supposed to get me the fish.
You're supposed to get me the fish.
You're the matchmaker.
You're the one that told me to talk about my love of Joe Rogan. And now you're telling me plenty of fish in the sea. Women can't live with them, can't live without them.
A lot of people are talking about Leclerc's Mario Kart comment. I missed this. What was said?
Well, apparently he said like the boost was like being on mushrooms, and all the fucking people. Oh yeah, I play that video game. It's so hilarious.
Boring.
I don't really care about that.
Boring. Okay, red flag of the day.
That was obviously. I mean, sometimes this is too easy, but it's obviously Ferrari not splitting the strategy.
Yeah, of course.
But is there any other red flag?
Just like whatever the fuck happened to Oscar's car. I mean, how devastating. Yeah. Listen, like the Piastri fan base has had a tough year. It's been tough. Last year was tough. Last year in Australia was tough. Last year in general was tough. He had his own grandstand this year. He's like, I could be like Lando. I got my own grandstand. I look like sold out like this because people love Oscar.
Right.
And for him to crash before the race even begins is just brutal. I mean, I saw these, like, there was like the Piastri stands. There were like all these, people, these young kids in Piastri garb rocking the merch. And when it happened, the look of horror on their faces was devastating.
And think about that. Think about the emotionally, because I have had to do it too. You have to like, you kind of have to take some deep breaths. You have to wipe the slate clean, and you have to like say, you know what, I'm gonna love again. I'm gonna love Oscar again, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna have hope again, and then just to have it fucking just immediately yanked from you again. It's heart-wrenching. It's fucking heart-wrenching. And some of them never even saw him go around. I don't even know if he completed the warm-up. I don't think, some of them probably never even saw him go around once.
No.
One time. Once. Fucking crazy.
Crazy. So brutal. So brutal.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I feel so, it's just... And like this car this year's, but like, you know what? I think the McLaren, he will have his other shot. He will have another shot at winning a WTC, but it's not happening this year.
Also, red flag to Mercedes to be like, to sell you an engine and then not tell you how to use it, not give you any instructions. It's like if like you buy an IKEA thing, they give you the parts all jumbled up, but they don't give you an instruction manual.
Right.
Like that's bullshit. Like. Yeah. Don't sell me the engine and then not tell me how to use it. Like that's kind of unfair. Like if you're gonna be annoying about it, then don't. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't make the money of selling the engine and then be lame about it. It's just It's annoying. It's annoying.
Definitely. China is coming up. China. What do you?
China.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think's happening?
Louis. There was this one good race last year. Before we got disqualified.
It's another sprint weekend. He won the sprint last year. It's another sprint weekend. Yeah.
I think it's going to be Louis. Louis Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, George Russell. That's what I think. I think Ferrari. I don't know. I'm just committing to Ferrari because I have to.
Yeah.
I have to.
I think it's going to be Ferrari
What other
too.
choice do we have emotionally?
I know. Honestly, I like that prediction. I think I like a Ferrari 1-2. And you know what? Fuck it. Kimi Antonelli P3.
Kimi Antonelli. Yes. Go. You saw it and then you raise it even more ridiculous. I love it.
Go. Well, this should be the type of track that shouldn't be as dominant for Mercedes because it's not a ton of big. Well, there's that opening straight is pretty fucking long, but other than that, there's more times to charge up the bat, more times, and if they can get a good start, that
it
might be good for them at the start because
yeah.
it's a long straight at the very beginning. So even if they qualify P4, the real thing that will fuck everything up is if other teams figure out the starts. Like if Mercedes figures out how to have a good start, then we're really in trouble.
Yeah, they said that Mercedes claimed that was a one-off, that was a mistake that they made, that they're not going to have that happen again. But my feelings don't care about your facts. I think that
we'll see.
Ferrari are going to keep having these rocket ship starts.
We'll see.
And we saw it in the practices and in the tests, and they weren't arguing to get the extra 5 seconds because it's not a thing, right? So I think it's going to continue to be maybe not as big a factor, but continue to be a factor.
That's right. Well, we look forward to seeing what happens. We got Vega Hours coming out on Wednesday. This pod would not be possible without our daddies of the pod. So we got to thank them at the end of every Red Flags episode. We got to thank Kalo, Robin, Jordan Texera, Jay Lingo, Spencer Grieve, Javier Mera, Sheila Valeri, Chandler, Ali Santana, Carla, Harlow, Kimberly, Whalen, Alonso, My Face 69, Donya Denad, Deadbeat Daddy Muhammad, Jimmy, Kimmy, sponsored by Mommy of the Pod, Hollister 584, Delusional Science Fan, Cat, Future Dog Tour Dion, Steph Grossi, Laura, Emily Gillenwater, Cody Hull is my F1 Daddy, Branch W, Keep Up the Signs Hate, Hunter Scruggs, Salmonella Mozzarella, I'm a Leclerc fan, and yes, it hurts. Jay Kess, George Russell is Evil Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3, Matt Edwards is always right, I wish I was Max and Danny's love child, Delaney Andrews, Henry Caskey, Miles Lewis Alexander, Maggie B, Kaylee Breyer, Eve of the Y, Devin, a.k.a. Dr. Sullivan's PA, Courtney Frazier, Yuki Sonoda's other mother. Jenny is the reason I am a daddy. Megan, Aaron, Pineapple with a Y. Matt has a secret boner for Carlos Sainz. Unfortunately, it's Gary. Carolina, my name is AJ and fuck the HOA. K-Mac can fuck smash my door any day. The official F1 race program and its executive editor, Sarah. I got tickled by the Tifosi. Hey Jet, good luck out there. Allison Sane, Zhuzh, F1 Dude Company, Trent Slickman, Code Brown Sonoda, Jerome Ferreira, Colapinto is a fraud. Aaron, Shahid, Jeans Roxer, Chohan, who won our fantasy league last year. If you're part of the Patreon, you can join our fantasy league. Get on it right now. Catalick my balls. Stay fierce, Charles Leclerc. Truth Brigham, Mama Burns. Arthur Leclerc is hotter. Car Lost Science. OP Groblin, right? Meow. James DNCTT. Finny. Daddy Kev, not Magnuson. Mr. Ed. Bobby. Lando Norris's unofficial girlfriend. Why do I always hawk Tua on this name? Winkin. Lizzie Y. Jafar from afar. Stroll paid the troll toll to get in the boys' hole. Andrew Prisco. Rojo the Bambino. And our honorary daddy this week, every week, one, Nicole Piastri. We love you, Nicole. I know it's kind of probably a bad weekend for her, but we love her.
Hang in there.
If you want to be a daddy, go to patreon.com/TRFpod and join the resistance today. We will see you on Wednesday and then next week, Venkas.
Goodbye, Venkas.